Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. I just wish things would get better. I'm trying to get rid of them, but nothing seems to stay the same.
America, America, America.
Hey stars, it's Yas. And today I just want to, before y'all even get into it, this is going to be a topic that's leaning more towards the serious side, like a topic that's very dear to my heart. So I'm going to get more serious for today. So if you're looking more for like a lighthearted, like a little kiki, a little comedy action, please take a look at my other episodes. Look at my other videos. Please, please, please. Just want to put that out there that this channel, I will have a few times where I'm like, let's get serious together. Let's get serious. So just know that. And again, just one more thing, like, please know all of this in me, I will put my statistics, but this is my opinion.
My opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you?
And I yell.
Do you not?
I just have to say that because if we ever get to a point where the comment section is booming, which I hope we are soon, I want you guys to keep it cordial, keep it cute, okay? So no harassing, no like hate comments, please. So I put the little disclaimer. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. So I am a firm believer that we are all entitled to a roof over our heads and for food to eat. That is a basic human right. And it's really crazy to me how saying that can be considered controversial in today's age. And I fear we have really lost the plot when it comes to humanity and empathy, that where me saying anyone who is born deserves to have shelter and food, I fear we lost the plot that that could be considered like divisive. And I like, I'm shocked. My flabbers are gasted. My flabbers are gasted. So today, January 16, 2026, I am a US citizen. I'm here to tell you that the following I'm about to say are true. There is no universal health care. There is no universal education. PTO, paid time off, on average ranges from, I know people who do not get any PTO, but on average, if you get it, if you're so blessed to have PTO, the average is 1 to 3 weeks. And
thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
in 3 to 4 weeks, people look at you like, what kind of job, what industry are you in? I need to get on that job. I need to, like, that's how, like, whoa. Or if you have like that unlimited PTO, which is a scam, because I begin to the vibe that they say it's unlimited, but they kind of shame you when you try to unlimit the unlimited. Because girl, if I had that, oh Stacy, yeah, why are you calling me? I'm in Bali. I'm in Bora Bora. I'm in Aruba. Like, it really would have been so. I don't know, but anyway. And this is on a yearly basis. So you get that 7-day PTO for the entire year, or there are many companies that do not allow you to roll over your PTO to the next year. So it's either you use it within them 365, and mind you, these jobs really be like, I saw you sent in your PTO request, but we're just so understaffed. I just can't approve it right now. But in the same breath, I'm going to remind you that the PTO don't fucking roll over. So, but thank you for being a rock star. Thank you for being such a hard worker. Yeah. I should have put a trigger warning. I'm sorry. There's also an affordability crisis regarding groceries at the supermarket and rent. Keep those two in mind, because what did I say was our basic human right? Oh, okay. Now, when it comes to shelter, many people my age still either live with their parents or their family, or there's many people like me who live with roommates, or I can literally count on my hand how many people I know personally who has their own apartment. And that's like almost always either a studio or a one bedroom apartment. And even then, when people like mention that, it's like, whoa, good for fucking you. Like people are like, I love that for you. Like it's actually so disgusting. And that's like on an average person's income, mind you. Right now, like the first time home buyer in America is an individual in their either their late 30s or their early 40s. Most of the people my age have high key given up on the idea of like owning a home. So, yeah, that American dream where the milestone of like having a home, having a family, having a car, being able to afford vacations a year, it's not obtainable anymore, babes. Like, let's say, even a good example, because people might be denying this, but a good example is The Simpsons, like Homer. He and his family was a one income, he worked at the factory. One income was able to have a wife, three kids, a beautiful house, like two-story house, a car. And I think they did like the occasional 1 to 2 year vacation for a family of five. So please, please, let's not act as if this has been the case for the entire journey of this country of America, where before we were fed the American dream where if you just worked hard, if you just pulled yourself up by the bootstraps, you could afford this. Well, let's also talk about how today it is the first time either since the 2020 pandemic, or I don't know if it's 2008, it's one of those economic collapses. Like today, there are more unemployed people than available jobs. There are more unemployed people than available jobs. And don't even get me started on the ghost jobs that are taking up space on Indeed and LinkedIn, where those companies have no actual desire to hire someone. They're just pow, pow. And okay, we can even talk about how minimum wage used to be a full sentence of the minimal wage where you could afford food, shelter, other human necessities on that one minimum wage. Because now they're trying to feed you new propaganda where they're talking about, oh, minimum wage was never supposed to be able to afford X, Y, and Z. You were always supposed to have 2 or 3 jobs, blah, 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 blah. It was the minimum to afford the basics. That's what minimum wage means. Stars, there's so much we could dive into this topic, but we're going to just focus on the affordability crisis pertaining a roof over your head and groceries slash food. That's the fundamental baseline of what everyone needs. And that's how we're going to bring it around town to my thoughts on an influencer named Fullestness who chooses homelessness. And I don't know. I have a lot of like mixed opinions when it comes to that because I'm keeping in mind all the stuff we just talked about, right? So it's like I'm trying to keep a broad opinion when it comes to choosing homelessness. Because I feel like the first thing that people were like, oh, that's so ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. It is. And we're going to talk about it. But I think it's a symbol and a representation of where we're going as a country. Let's get into it, okay? But I do want to first talk about people who resort to all types of survival tactics for a roof over their head, like people who stay in extended stay motels and hotels, people who sublet to either avoid credit check issues or whatever other like hack you need to avoid these ridiculous lease requirements. Like, you got to make 40 times the rent to live here. Bitch, if I made 40 times the rent, you think I'll be in this rinky dink? Oh, your credit must be 800. Oh, you can't have no guest over. Oh, you can't have no pets. And I love pets. Like having like a little familiar with you just following you around, it just makes this world a little bit easier. But no, you can't have no pets. Not even goldfish. Not even you can't have this, you can't have that.
Help, bodies.
That. Bodies. Oh my god. Okay, so back to Fullestness, right? And the idea of choosing homelessness. Stars, the more you get to know me, and I hope I get to know you guys in the comments. And that's why I had to put that disclaimer in the very beginning about, oh, this is my
opinion!
But the more we get to know each other, Stars, I am a radical person. I'm not into the black and white. This is more, I'm fluid and a little bit complex and a little complicated in my most.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in.
But on a serious note, I tend to have very radical opinions, right? And I do support chaotic hacks to get around the system that were designed to keep us in check. With that being said, like, where do we draw the line?
I live in a storage unit because it's cheap in comparison to an apartment. Living here is actually really comfortable. I get a lot of things that I need and want to get done here. I can exercise. I can use the bathroom. I can play music anywhere in the unit. It's climate controlled in here, so it's nice and warm. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want to stay here as long as.
Go forward with renewing our lease with you guys because you broke like a couple rules in our rental agreement. So you have like 48 hours to remove all this stuff.
Might have found a spot, yo. I think this is it. We looked at dead trees.
And he helped me with all of it except for that part.
We're going to be homeless again very soon.
Very soon.
Today we had court and we didn't show up, so they evicted us immediately.
Which means we only have 10 days to get ready and get out of here.
The hotel manager asked us why we didn't show up to court, and we told him because we have nothing to defend. And he said, well, if you would have showed up, they could have worked something out with you. And we told him we don't want to get anything worked out because we're choosing to be outside to be homeless. And he looked at us like, wow, okay. Well, oh, $7,000, and so they're denying us services. I brought my dirty towels to the front desk, and this person goes into the dirty bag, pulls it out, and says, what is this? You should have thrown this in the trash. My whole thing is, why are you talking to me like that? So, and my second thing is, we've been bringing them same type of towels here this whole time we've been here paying money. The person's issue, and they said it themselves, is that we owe $7,000 and they don't have to do shit for us. He can talk to me any type of way he wants. They cannot deny us services just because we owe money. And we came up with this idea to stay super warm, is to have a tent in the tent. It's a small tent. It's like a room within a room. I have it now. Another part of it is investments. I did invest into day trading, which is another learning thing that I've learned. Like, I lost $11,000. We made $80K. So we lost $11,000 from investments. But that still leaves us $79,000. Is that good, man?
Nope.
Yeah, $79,000. Like, but it really was just us being irresponsible. That was most of the money. We didn't blow all of it until we were able to get a hotel. Like, we had a couple of dollars still left over.
And I realized what my main issue is with Fullestness. Your need to make every situation hot by bringing way too much attention to the survival tactics you're saying you need, because now you're drawing too much attention and you're ruining these survival tactics for individuals who are doing it the right way and who are being discreet. And that's what leads me to believe a few things. I think you're either a faker. I think you're either a masochist. I think this is your humiliation ritual to stardom. I think you are so focused on trying to prove a point of escaping the matrix that you're now on this subconscious self-harm tirade, or it's a combination of all of that. And one great example is, I think this is like the first thing that really made them pop them off into the crazy algorithm, is the storage unit situation. Now, I've heard of people living in storage units or using it more than they should, yet they still made sure to appear as to follow the rules and certainly not document it to the masses in hopes of going viral. So, because of you who decided to set up that tripod, to speak loudly and to record your video, to speak loudly to get great audio for your video, to decide, I should get multiple angles. Let's take more different angled videos. So for you to make it hot like that, you got kicked out. And now that company and other storage unit companies are definitely going to make changes to their contract agreements and be more strict in their new rules so as to not encourage this survival behavior. So thanks so much for doing that, because now the people who are doing it the right way and being discreet and not attention seeking, now they are fucked because of you and because of people like you who decide to record and want clout. And you could make the argument, well, Yasmin, that's how he's making his money. To that I say, where do we draw the line? Because now you can't use that storage unit content anymore because you got kicked out. And just like I said, now the unit's going to be having stricter rules, and you're ruining it for the people who actually need it and who are...
You're just ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
Are being quiet and low key about it. You fucked it for them, and that's my fucking problem. That's my fucking problem. And you not even caring that these security cameras are watching you in 4K, and you're like, it's really... And my next main issue is how he allegedly has a child. So, disregarding your feelings of how we're in the matrix and you hate the idea of working for a living, I relate. I've played these
games before! I said I played these games before!
It was me. I related. I hate this idea of doing what you don't like to make money to get those basic human needs. However, that all changes when you have a child depending on you. That all changes when you have a child depending on you. And again, I have to keep throwing out that allegedly. And again, this is not my life. It really isn't my business. But it's really given me the impression that even if, let's say, I'm assuming that the mother of your child has custody or someone else, because again, you're choosing homelessness and you're making these content with you and your partner. I have to assume that the mother of your child or someone else that you trust has custody of your child. It just goes again to another example of a woman being left to fend for themselves all alone with the child that you two made. And I hate that. And honestly, if you were childless and you didn't have anyone depending on you, and this was you deciding to choose homelessness, in a way, low key, and again, going back to my radicalness, right? Low key, I would have had some kind of respect for your mentality if you weren't drawing so much attention to it and ruining it for other people who need to do those outlets for survival. And if you were not a father, because then I would have been like, you know what? Fuck yeah, that's your free will. You are exercising your free will. You deciding to choose homeless. You deciding to do that to you. That doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. And that's your free will to do, babes. But again, because of those two reasons, I have to boo you. I have to boo you. There's in a few clips that he's had jobs before. There was even the clip where I think he was working at a hotel. And he got fired, I believe, because he was taking food. And again, another radical opinion that I have is that I would much rather you take that food than let it go to waste in a dumpster, because these CEO bastards would rather the food rot in a dumpster than donate it to those in need or cut back on production of those huge batches of food in greedy anticipation that they want to sell out completely. And I project that we're going to sell out. You're projecting because you're greedy. But anyway, again, I'd rather you take some food than let it just waste because the CEO decided that that's the protocol. But again, he recorded himself taking the food and brought attention to himself for clout and was shocked that he got fired. Because listen, y'all think that I'm just like radical to be, I don't know what y'all might think, but when I was in my late teens and early 20s, when I was working at a cafe, I was taking food. I was taking some bagels. I was taking some little food trays, some little burrito bowls. I was taking some food and I was definitely taking it back to the fam. I was texting them on the low, like, hey, we got extra food. Which one do you want me to take home to you? And I did. And I enjoyed it. And the little minimum wage job stretched a little bit more for me in terms of the money in my pocket because I got to enjoy some food thanks to my job that indirectly fed me. So yes, I did do that. Whatever. It's better than it being thrown away in the trash. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. But did Yasmin record it? No, Yasmin did not. I just quietly did my thing. I didn't take the entire tray and make it hot. I just did a little whatever. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Because I believe, controversial, food being fed to a human being on this earth is better than food rotting in the dumpster because it didn't earn any money for the CEOs. Whatever. But yeah, the very last thing regarding Fullestness, and I'm gonna just like let it go. Um, I think it is interesting regarding the relationship dynamic because all of his majority of his clips feature him and a young lady. I don't know whatever her reason is for choosing to accompany you on this bizarre adventure. No JoJo.
The fans.
But I'm not going to get into the off-balanced dynamic and the manipulation that's apparent from the now deleted live clips that people catch before you delete.
Okay, so why are you challenging me now?
Because it's not just about you with this.
I'm just going to leave it at I hope all parties involved are physically and emotionally safe and find a lifestyle that most benefits them. Just going to leave it like that. But stars, it's really difficult for me to find a way to end this video. I feel like now more than ever, we need more avenues of community and collectivism. This ideal of individualism has really struck a bad chord for this country. I dislike that we're being driven to only worry about our immediate selves and our family, and we no longer want to stick our necks out for someone outside that immediate circle. And I'm not downplaying the risk for doing so. I'm not advocating for you to bring a stranger into your home and let them live with you. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but that's why I'm so strongly supporting the few remaining free and affordable resources that we are left with, like the library, like community centers. I want more politicians who want to actually help and fund mental health services. I want more politicians who want to help and fund more homeless shelters where people don't have to fear having their belongings stolen or being harmed or worse. I want to support more the workers in those type of facilities. I want them to have more than a livable wage and not be understaffed and unrecognized and over inundated with like so much work on the, like a workload that's on their plate. I want politicians who will support opening more food drives and accessibilities to healthy foods like fruits and vegetables. Because why am I walking these New York City streets and it feels as though there's more smoke shops than supermarkets? And I remember one of my more progressive high school teachers, Miss Person, I hope you're doing okay. I remember she brought to me the term food deserts, which is really the phenomenon that I feel like we're stuck in. Because why, when I do go into, I walk 3 blocks and pass 6 smoke shops, and I finally find a supermarket. And when I go inside, the fruits and vegetable prices are almost thrice as expensive as the affordable.
That'll be $3,078.99.
Are you delirious? What kind of obscene prices are these?
Other options. Like, let's say affordable meat option now is you can't get that steak. You got to get hot dogs and chicken nuggets, and they're made of questionable chicken byproducts. Because you read that ingredient label, which we might make a video regarding the ingredient label when you buy things, and you have to read what you're putting in your body, bro. Like, you looking at juice and you thinking it's made with hand squeezed juice fruits. But that'll be another topic. Getting way too broad for this topic of fullestness, and choosing homelessness, but I think it really is a representation of how people feel as though they like what's even the point anymore. Like, I feel like we're giving up due to the state of this corporate greed and fear of scarcity, and well, I got mine, I don't care if that means my family got it, if that family doesn't get it. Like, I don't know, I just really want to like push for more, and this really is just like a plead for things to just like get better. Damn, I want to leave this on like a high note, but your girl was really mad about this one. um I just really want things to get better, and I think maybe us rallying together is the first step. um yeah, the stars. Oh my god. Editor Yasmin, maybe put like a funny clip, because oceans are so low right now. Morale is so low right now. But just throw something. I don't even care what. Thank you, stars, and I love you. And like and subscribe.
I just wish things would get better.
I know you guys are probably like, I just wanted the video to eat my lunch too. I'm mad depressed now. Stop. No, no, no. I think we need to have these conversations more. I feel like we're all experiencing it and feeling it, but the more we talk about it and build that community, maybe we can lean more towards collectivism and community based versus you're alone in these thoughts. So, yeah, okay. Stay safe, stars. I love you. And maybe like and subscribe. I promise the next videos are not going to be so depressing or whatever, but I just had to get a little serious today. But I'm wishing you guys well, and I love you guys, and bye. Like, subscribe to join the stars.